These are your integrated math 2, module 4, topic 1, lesson 1 notes, video 1 of 3. The learning target here is I can identify polynomial and its key characteristics, degree, the number of terms, lead coefficient, a lot of vocabulary here. So polynomial and specific types of polynomials, monomial, binomial, trinomial, and then constant, term, degree, lead coefficient, and standard form we'll be talking about in this video. So example of a monomial is just one term polynomial, so it's just going to be a single term, so 7x, that's a monomial, or 3x to the third power, or 9x to the fifth. Those are all examples of a monomial. A binomial, bicycle, 2. All right, so binomial is a polynomial with two terms, so 8x minus 11. 16x squared plus 23x. Those are examples of a binomial. And then trinomial, three terms. So classic quadratic would be x squared minus 6x plus 11. Or 7x squared minus 6x plus 8. Those are examples of trinomials. Once we go beyond 3 terms, we go to 4 terms, 5 terms, we just call it a polynomial in this class. All right, so the monomial, binomial, and trinomials are specific types of polynomials. Now the key for polynomials is your power over the variable must be a whole number. So the lowest it could be is 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You cannot have a fractional exponent for a power, and you cannot have a negative integer for an exponent. Otherwise, it's not a polynomial. So let's take a look at one here. How about if I give you 9x plus 11x squared minus 16x cubed plus 21. Now this polynomial is not in standard form. How many terms does it have? That's right, it has 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. We're going to say the lead coefficient, LC. Lead coefficient for this is going to be, the highest power is x cubed, and the coefficient is negative 16. So negative 16 is the lead coefficient for this polynomial. If I write it in standard form, you'll see it's always the first coefficient. So if I wrote this in standard form, we go from highest power to lowest. So this is negative 16x cubed plus 11x squared plus 9x plus 21. So there's your lead coefficient. The degree of the polynomial is the highest power. So the degree of this polynomial is going to be 3. So we say the degree is 3. All right, so that's 4 terms. The degree is 3. The 21, we call that the constant. Our book will also call it as a coefficient. Well, you say coefficient of what? Officially, this is x to the 0 power. If you remember from IM1, x to the 0 power is equal to 1. You can quickly see that here, sidebar. X squared over x squared does not equal x to the 0 power. And we know that x squared is like x times x over x times x. Find the ones, find the ones. Oh, that equals 1. So x to the 0 is equal to 1. All right, so we don't show x to the 0 typically, but that's our constant, or the coefficient would be 21. All right, let's do another example. Let's do an example, one that's not a polynomial that people get confused by. How about if I have this? I have x, I'll change that, 3 over x plus x squared minus 17. Is that a polynomial? At first you might think, yeah, it is. But here's the thing. What does 3 over x mean? This is the same as saying, you remember from IM1, you take the reciprocal of that to bring the x up here. and this is x to the first power, right? When you take the reciprocal, it's going to become x to the negative 1. So this is really 3x to the negative 1 power plus x squared minus 17. Therefore, that is not a polynomial because you have an exponent that is an integer. Okay? You also could not have a square root example. So you can't have the square root 5 times the square root of x plus 2x squared plus 3x to the 7th. That is not a polynomial because the square root of x, that's like saying we have 5x to the 1/2 power plus 2x squared plus 3x to the 7th power. So therefore that is not a polynomial. Okay, so there's a couple examples that are not. Let's do one more example of an actual polynomial. So let's go in standard form for you. How about 9x squared minus 18x plus 99. All right? How many terms does it have? It has 3 terms. Does that have a special name? Yep, that special name would be, that's a trinomial. The degree of this polynomial, the degree is equal to 2, right? It's the highest power. And then the lead coefficient would be 9. The coefficient is 9. And if I ask you for the constant is the number, the constant is 99. All right? And that's it for the vocabulary with polynomials. Stay tuned for video 2 of 3.